Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Alex. I'm back to do my Power Rangers in Space review. Power Rangers in Space. Again, when it first came out, Power Rangers after Turbo, the ratings started to hit down low on Power Rangers, and as the creators of it said, we're gonna make one more season and we're gonna cancel it. But as you know, Power Rangers, that didn't really happen. And then thus in Space was born. If you guys don't know, the original Sentai based on it wasn't made in space. It was a video game themed series. So they all the American made footage was for the space stuff was all made for that, minus some of the unedited, Super Sentai footage that they had. And I have to admit, in space was a really great darker tone and more of a darker shift from Turbo. And the reason why I like Turbo again is when you see the acting from the actors that played these characters back in Turbo, basically they all came and became TJ became the Blue Ranger, and actually became the blue TJ became the Blue Ranger, Carlos became the Black Ranger, Ashley became the yellow, Casey became the pink, and we have Carlos who plays the new Red Ranger for this team. And I really felt like this was a really I felt like a lot of people say this was a really good season when it first came out, and a lot of people say they lost their interest after In Space because it was originally intended to be the end of every season, and you could see why it was because Zordon was killed, and there's no other reasons why Power Rangers can go on and so forth. But again, like in Mighty Morphin Season 3 or 2, when Ninja gave them their Ranger powers, so I guess you could say there's other powers living on other Earths. But that's just that. And stuff like that. I'll get more into that when I talk about Lightspeed Rescue. Lost Galaxy. But we're reviewing In Space. In Space again was another really nostalgic season a lot because I remember watching the hell out of the season a lot when it first came out. This was the season that debuted in 1998. And I just automatically fell in love with the season a lot. It had more of a shift in tone of serious storylines that was really good, and you had somewhat, comedic timing from certain things that you get from Bulk and Skull. That's where it got its fit from all that stuff. And the reason why you can see why I like it too is because after watching in space Turbo, after watching the Turbo actors joining the In Space team, it really felt like it was all there from the creators. Like, it didn't feel like it was a shift in anything. It just stayed the same. The Power Rangers, still fun, comedic timing, monsters, and very fun season, I have to admit. In Space, the whole everything coming into it was really awesome. There wasn't any significant team up of this season except for that infamous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. Funny little world. Nickelodeon owns the rights to Power Rangers and TMNT. I see them rolling in money later in the future role if they do this again. But again, that's just me. For me saying that I like In Space is like me saying that everyone knows it's like the best season. But for me as a fan, I always had to say this was an awesome, great season that came out. And seeing a fan, for me becoming a fan, me being a fan of the series, I had to admit that I liked this series a lot. There was a lot of shifting characters that were pretty standard for the characters, and it had some great nostalgic episodes that came on ever so often, and it was just great all the way. There was nothing that bad that made a shift. That I have to admit. These characters actually changed so much of my outlook on Turbo, and I just automatically fell in love with it, and it's just a really great season in a lot of the matter of me liking Power Rangers. It was just a really great series that aired I'm sadly to see. Yeah, I'm happy. Power Rangers is getting their DVD release. I'm waiting for the whole series to be done. Like, yeah, I do want them. I do want the DVDs. I still need to get the movies though, but that's just me. I still want the movies. I still need Mighty Morphin, and that's pretty much it. In Dark Wish. No, Dark Wish is gonna be is a. I'm not sure if that's literally entitled a movie, but it was a TV movie. That's why it got its own little DVD release. That's why I'm confused if it's a movie or not. But that's just my opinion on the candidate. There's a lot of canonicity of this series that came out when In Space hit. You know, a lot of again, characters didn't change that much. Villains for the season, we had Corone, who was leading the battle from Dark Spectre, who she wanted to control everything, and she was a really decent acting in it, and seeing that story develop between her relationship with Andros was really shifting and engaging. You really felt like you could care for these, like you could understand what's going on. Very good season at best. Nothing made me hate this series at all. There's nothing holding it back for me to say, giving me a standard, reasons why it didn't work. But In Space, awesome season. I know it's an almost overrated season, as much as my eye could see, because there's other good, decent seasons that Disney somewhat made, and crap seasons that Disney made. But I'll get to those reviews when I get to those reviews. But again, In Space, solid series. If I were to rank it from a 1 to a 10, I'll probably give it an 8. Not the perfect hardcore 10, but just right there. It's sitting on the edge. It could be 10. So at that 8, because it's a solid series at best. Power Rangers lore. So see you, bye, and hope you see me later in my next 2 Power Ranger reviews. I do Lost Galaxy and Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue. So bye.